I kind of mixed those ones up a little bit there, but hey, we're back on our regular video schedule. Just a little bit of a glitch there. Nothing major, nothing different. Just me messing up the buttons and pushing the buttons wrong. But that's okay. Welcome to Doing It with DeWitt on this wonderful Sunday early broadcast. And why early, you may say? And there's going to be some people that are going to be going, hey, I thought he started at 6 and they're going to be an hour late. Well, they didn't get their YouTube notification then, but that's okay. I am early because I want to get a lot done tonight. And just because I felt like going early. So there. Anyways, welcome everybody. I see there's some early birds always, and I really wish I had some worms to give away. But I see that Rob Cooper popped in and said he's off early and for a family meal. Well, thank you for popping in, Rob. I appreciate that. Brendan Wilson's here. We have 3D Printing Newbie Milan is here. Hello. And James Gator is here, and 3D Medic Vince. And I think that's it for now. Shows 10 of us on YouTube and 1 of us on the Twitches. So hello, everybody who's on YouTube and on Twitch. Let me switch that Twitch screen over so I can see the Twitch chat go. So anyways, we are going to continue our build of our little guy tonight. So for those of you who didn't tune in during the week, and I know a lot of you did, we got a fair bit built during the week. There was some struggles. There was some pain and struggles, and I don't think there was any blood. But we managed to make it through, and I've got some really good work done on this little guy through the week. So we're hoping to get a lot more done tonight. We're kind of coming into the home stretch of starting on the electronics. So you're sneaking in through the back door. Hey, Apprentice, how are you? That's okay. I don't mind people sneaking in through the back door. So as long as they don't come in through the bathroom window. I'm just thinking of a Beatles song. She came in through the bathroom window. Anyways, that's aging me. Old Beatles song. And I promised some people I wouldn't sing on stream again. So because I have a good voice for nothing. Hey, Maker Viking and Guy the Jedi. Hey, how are you? Lurking is good. Lurkers are good. The more lurkers, the better. But lurkers have to hit that like button as well. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed on YouTube and on Twitches. If you're not following me on Twitch, follow me on Twitch. Why not? You get notified when I'm live. And basically Sundays I do YouTube, and the balance of the week I do Twitch. So there we go. Well, I've been dual streaming this one because I wanted to record the progress. I got an itchy nose. Does that mean I'm coming into money? Anyways, I wanted to record the progress of this little guy. So it's all good. It's all good and wonderful. So there we go. Thanks so much, Guy the Jedi. I appreciate that. Oh, you like the shirt, Duff? Thank you. It's been through a lot of washes. Starting to fade a little bit. Been through a lot of washes, but I kind of like this shirt. And if it ever gets to a point where it fades to nothing, I'll just make myself another one. I know a guy that knows a guy, so it's great. Aaron F. I always mess that up. Aaron F. Geared, how are you? Welcome. And I see Matt is here. Oh, look, Matt just snuck in. Matt, I did not say the words giveaway, but thanks for being here, Matt. I appreciate that. Good. So listen, anybody that tuned in last night to me, with me last night when I was doing a little bit of a build on this on the hot end, probably saw the dark side of me. No, I was a little tired last night. I was getting a little bit frustrated with some things that were happening on this that I couldn't get done, that were giving me struggles, putting the fans in. And I guess it's a very picky, particular hot end to put together. So my good buddy Jason, tech support Jason, told me that he struggled with it as well. I watched a bit of Nero's video when he built this part, and he struggled with it a little bit as well. So it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, but we have progress. Hey, Jason, I just speaking to the devil. There's Jason there, and I see Dwayne King. Frustration is part of a Voron build, Duff. Yes, absolutely. So off camera. So where we left off last night when we were doing a bit of it was we left off at this section here in the manual where we had to push the gear thingamabobber, whatever you want to call it here, into the head. So we had to feed the PTFE tube down through the hot end and yada, yada, yada. So I actually managed to come off camera because I didn't want to get too frustrated on camera anymore. It's not like me. I don't usually get frustrated too easy, and I've calmed down quite a bit, trust me. And I learned a few lessons on this, okay? Frustration doesn't help anybody. So I ended up getting it in there, no problem. It was just a matter of, I had to tweak the Bowden tube, the PTFE tube. I bent it a little bit, curved it a little bit, massaged it, gave it a bit of a, and then it actually slipped its way in, because the problem was it wasn't getting in, my tube wasn't getting in the hole properly. So I had to curve the tube, warm it up, actually, rub it with the fingers a little bit to get it that little bit of curve. Once I got the curve and came in on an angle, it went in fine. And then I just threw every other things on and that. But the one thing you got to learn, nobody pointed this out last night, and it was probably because for my own good. Hey, OC, how are you? And Kenneth 3D Prints, hello, and Stephen Poole popped in. Look at this, everybody's popping in. Cool. Anyways, I've done it 3 times now. I've actually managed to put this in and out 3 times now, because after I got it in, I was so proud. I don't remember. I had left one little piece out, so I put it back out, put it back in. And then part of my brain said, wait a minute, something's not right here. I had to take the whole thing apart other than the fans again, because you know what I didn't do? I didn't put any heater cartridge or thermostat on my hot end. And it's impossible to put your thermostat and heater cartridge on the hot end after you've mounted the hot end in the holder. So took it apart for a second time, although a little further apart because I had to take the hot end right off. We put the heater cartridge and the thermostat in, and now we have a nice little bundle of heater cartridge, thermostat, and fan wires coming off of it. So I'm at that stage now. So I'm not taking this piece off again. And the other, where is my little piece of, where did I put my little piece of filament? Somewhere here. How hard is it to, probably dropped it on the floor. Well, you have to take my word for it. Oh, there it is. There it is. My little piece of filament. Before I put the hot end on, or the nozzle on, I actually ran the little piece of filament down, and I have a really nice clear path right down to the nozzle now. So this is put together the way it should be. So this is where we're leaving off. Okay. Shoot. Where's Kieran? He would have lots to say about that, OC. He would. So yeah. So that's where we've left off basically right now. Fortunately, I remembered that, hey, you do need a heater cartridge, and what made me think of that? What made me think of that was, here I was working on it, working away, and I thought, let's put the nozzle in, and I put the nozzle in and thought to myself, well, I'm going to have to hot tighten that nozzle. And then I thought to myself, I can't hot tighten the friggin' nozzle unless I have a heater cartridge in here. Oh, I can't put a heater cartridge here without a thermostat. And then, so that's when I had to take it all apart and put the wires in properly. So they briefly, casually mull over it in the instructions, and they say basically, we're not showing the heater cartridge here, but this is where you would put it in. But they don't really show a picture of the heater cartridge and thermostat going in. So lesson learned again is, don't trust the pictures. Trust this and read a little more carefully. So that's why I say common sense goes a long way in a little build like this. So, okay, so we can move on a little bit now. Now that we're all caught up, and I've said hi to everybody, and thank you everybody for watching. This is awesome, and I think everybody so we may have some people popping in a little later for my regular 6 o'clock time zone, but we'll have a little bit of a head start here. So, okay, so our next page on here is Now I'm going to cheat, because I'm going to admit I did cheat, and I looked ahead in the manual a little bit, which really isn't cheating. It's just being frivolous or being careful. So we've got this piece in place here, and we've pushed the drive gear forward. It's saying to push the drive gear forward, basically to engage the gears up here with the drive gear of the basically, so you have the proper filament path going, which I just tested and I do. And we're going to push the screws back in all the way, which I've done. So this screw is in, and then all 3 screws are in place. And now it talks about, this is the mounting plate that's going to actually mount the print head to the X gantry. Okay. So we go on to the next page, and this is where we're going to insert the lever, which is going to engage and disengage the filament path. There's 2 M330 screws that are going to pop through, and those 2 M330 screws are going to marry up to the screw holes that are on the top of the of this mounting plate here. Okay, and then we put the BMG thumb screw in, which is obviously what's going to give you your filament tension and that spring load there. So a good night's sleep got it going. Absolutely, yeah, makes a huge difference. So, and then if we sneak ahead here, we check for binding. So I actually did put this on and check all this, okay, and I've taken it apart now. There was no binding or snags because I did run the piece of filament through, and it's very, very smooth. Checking for clearance, the drive shaft must not extend past the printed body, as it would rub on the motor, which it doesn't. The drive shaft doesn't extend past it. So if we look here, and what they're talking about here is the drive shaft right here not extending. If I turn that sideways, they don't want the drive shaft extending out beyond the printed body, because it'll interfere with the motor when we put the motor on. And we are just basically, we're probably 0.5 millimeter in from the printed body with that drive shaft. So we're okay there. Okay. Sleep, Dr. Derp says, overrated, is it? Drive shaft does have sufficient clearance, and sand the face of the shaft if required. Don't need to. It's got sufficient clearance, about 0.5 millimeter clearance, which is lots. And then, okay, now is where we're going to remove the back plate. Okay, so as I say, I've already put the back plate on and checked for all the clearance and everything. And so now is the point where we're going to remove the back plate. Let me make this screen a little bit. There we go. So we're going to partially disassemble it, which is basically disassembled now. So putting that on was just to check for clearances and everything. Okay, and those are all good. So we loosen the top screws, we remove the back plate, and here's where we're going to mount the back plate onto the X gantry hot end holder type thing. So here we go. So let's get to our split view here. Well, actually, let's go to the close-up view first. And the one thing we're going to put in is, we put in the little lever for lifting, okay, which I haven't done. And then we have some 30 millimeter screws, which are right here. And this one goes in here. There we go. That one goes in here, which pops out this end here. And as I say, that screw was going to screw into these 2 threaded inserts, the one there and the other one over here, which is what's going to hold that basically to the X gantry. And then the other 30 millimeter screw goes in here. Okay, and that's basically almost like a latch for latching this in. Okay, and then the LDO branded spring screw goes in here. There we go, which is basically going to adjust the filament feed tension. And when you lift that, that's basically disengaging the filament path, and then that's locking it in and engaging the filament path. So there we go. So that has, oops, there we go. And got to make sure that doesn't spring out, which it didn't. There we go. So this is ready to go at this point here. But first thing I got to do is mount this plate onto the X gantry. So we'll go back to this shot here. Okay. So we are looking right. I need to make a little more room on my desk, And I just dropped a piece, a printed piece. That's okay. I don't need that for a little bit yet. Maybe that's a good view right there. Because this is where we're going to mount it, is right onto this guy. Let me turn that light off. It's probably a bit bright. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. So we need self-tapping M2 by 10 screws, which is these ones here. And there was a comment made last night, and it was a fair comment from somebody who hasn't tuned into my streams before. They were saying, man, this is taking a long time to build. And I basically said, think about it. I said, I'm not building between streams. It's a 12 to 15 hour build. I'm not building between streams. I'm only streaming the build, which is why it's taking me several days to build. If I turned off my stream and just concentrated on building it, I could probably do it in 2 or 3 days if I spend 4 or 5 hours a day doing it. So, but I wanted to stream the build. So, okay, so this guy goes on so that the protrusions basically face forward. I've trimmed down my belts because this has to sit right on top of that kind of thing. And right in these 2 little holes right here, let's get that bearing snapped into place so it doesn't fall out. And those 2 holes there are going to be using self-tapping screws. So let's get the one started. Into those 2 holes up top. And there we go. Are we in the hole? We are in the hole. Just have to get a little pressure. There we go. So we got the one started. We'll get the other one. My pace is just fine. It's fine for me too. It gives me, I can't imagine with some of the small fussy parts of this, I can see you'd need to take a break. You really would need to take a break from it. Especially me, this is only really the 3rd real from scratch build I've done. The first one was a Prusa, so it doesn't really count because the Prusa comes with amazing instructions and support. And this one comes with amazing instructions and support as well in the way of you guys, the community. And the rat rig came with amazing support as well, mostly from my buddy Jason. There we go. So that's on there. We are good there. Okay. So we're going to go to the next step. So basically I have attached this to the X gantry mount, and then we're going with the self-tapping screws. Okay. Now we mount the print head using the, jump ahead. So we secure the print head to the carriage by fastening the highlighted screws. So we're basically fastening 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the screws that are already built into the carriage. And they're going to go into the preloaded nuts, which is these 2, 1, 2, and then the 3 are going in the preloaded that are down 1, 2, and 3 over here. So hopefully if those preloads are nice and square and level, this should be no problem. Now, my only question that I questioned as I was doing this and haven't tried it yet was the wires and where these wires are supposed to go, because really there's no definitive wire path here other than maybe up, but then I don't want to impede with that with this gear. So the wire path on this thing has kind of got me mystified. So I am just going to kind of come out. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm going to see if it can kind of just, see. Let me cut this tie that I put on just to hold these wires in place. Okay, so it's possible I'm going to come out one side with a couple and come out the other side with just the heater core, the heater cartridge wires. So let's just see. But there's no real. Okay, so if I come out like this, trying to make sure that nothing is going to interfere with the drive wheel there. I wonder if I can come between those two screws on that one. I probably can. So this is kind of where it's not the clearest. So these wires have got to come out this side. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to struggle with these a little bit. Maybe if I push this one down between those and bend it up a little so it comes out, almost looks like there's a little opening up top here, which should work. You brought yours out the left side and up, but I think it might have been better. Wires go along each side, yeah. So this one I'm going to try and come in on that screw, up the side, and then just out the top right there. So basically, I'm thinking, if you look right here, I'm thinking that, okay, that's just the other, I don't want that to get, well, that won't get too hot. But I'm thinking that's kind of my wire path right there. Are you missing chat or something? That cutout on top is for the bracket. Oh, so this cutout on top. So I shouldn't be bringing them right out on top. I should be bringing them out maybe a little bit lower than on top. Maybe something like that. Maybe just something just like that. Okay, well, we will see. So something like that. So I'm not using these cutouts. So if the cutouts for the bracket, then I don't want to bring them out, that cutout, if I'm going to be interfering with something else. Don't cut the red wire, Chris. I'll try not to. Yours came out clear down near the fan. Oh, they did. Okay, so they just came out just off to the side. Oh, which would make sense if you come off to the side because there's nothing below. Okay, well, let's do that. Let's see what that does. So basically just bring them down off to the side. Okay, and then we can run them up, and there's a little clip on this where we can put a zip tie in. Okay, well, let's do that. Let's try and line these up now. Oh, I see where what that bracket thing is. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can't get this to go. And I will just I'll make this one the main camera right now. Here we go. Okay, so let's see if I can get a grip. If I can get this to grip. There we go. If my sound goes out of sync, let me know. Okay, we got a grip on that one. Let's try this bottom one. Nothing yet. There we go. I think that will do it. I gotta say, I hope I never have to take this apart too often because, wow. Okay, there we go. There's two. Okay, I've bitten all five. Okay, I think I've got it. Hey, K2 Design Lab. All my fingers, measurement of success. Yeah, kind of got to agree with you. Okay, so those two are in. They're nice and snug. Okay. This one looks like you could use a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Okay, that seems to work. I'm just going to double check that nothing inside got squished. And There we go. Filament path appears to be intact. It's pretty tight, but and the motor is going to go in there. And then we have our little end stop switch we got to think about here. There we go. Yeah, the wires do clear there nicely, actually, coming up the sides now. Yeah, there's lots of clearance to get the wires right up, running up the sides. So if we do this, yeah, so the wires are going to clear the sides, no problem here. I think I got to raise this bottom right camera up a little bit more for you guys. There we go. So if I go to this, oh, wow, talk about not focused. There, that's focused. So yeah, so the wires do have room now to actually come up the sides. So that's, I was overthinking that again. I was overthinking how those wires were coming out and just making sure that they don't hit the belt, but that'll have to be nice and snug in there. Okay. Okay. Happy Easter. Yes, Jerry, happy Easter. Thank you. Oh, and thank you for the follow, boot builder. Both builder. Sorry if I butcher that. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. And Chris Travis, hello. Welcome. Wish the manual was a little more clear about the two-head wire routing. It was a little tricky, even with the two. Yeah. Then up and bracket zip ties to those. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave them loose until root them loose till mounted. Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up on all the chat here. Better hope you don't get a jam in there. I know. I don't. That's not going to be a fun. If I ever just have to take that apart to get at the hot end, it's not going to be a fun take apart to do. But hey, it is what it is. Gates belts. Yes, they are Gates belts. Gates belts. And I think I was figuring out where the hot end fan wires should go. Yeah. Yeah, I think everything is going to just sort of run up the side. There's a little zip tie thing on the side of this over here where I can zip tie them up. And there's another zip tie thing on this side where these will just run straight up around the motor, obviously. So and I think, speaking of the motor, I think the motor is the next step, the extruder motor. So here we go. Hopefully it's bright enough in here. I think my overhead looks very dark. It's a little bit dark in the overhead camera, but it's still doable. Okay. So if we go back to the destruction manual, we've done that now. Yeah, now we're going to mount the stepper motor. Okay, so we get the stepper motor with M3x8 button heads. And then after that, we put the, I've already put that in. So maybe, no, that's probably got to come out in order for the stepper motor to go in. Okay, which makes sense. So right now I will pop this open and I will take this right out. Yeah, so that the stepper motor can go in without this springing, forcing it closed and springing it closed on the stepper motor. Okay. And then we put the spacer, stepper motor, and then the and then that's it. Okay, so stepper motor. Let's do that. You had a fun time with your MK3 when you had the filament break. Right after the dual gears and the needle nose was too big. Oh, no kidding. Wow. Yes, thanks, Jerry. Smash that like button, guys. So I think that's the last motor in here. It is, too, is the little baby pancake stepper. Look at that. And they even give me, is that an extension cable for it? Maybe. Huh. And that's it. Okay, that's the last in that one. Throw the box away. Okay. Let's just leave the wires kind of wound in there until I need to take them out. So now the stepper motor. Now my question is, I'm probably going to want the wires coming out up top because it's going to sit in this groove. So let me get a camera view over here. There we go. So you guys can kind of see the back. right there. Where the stepper motor is going to go in right here. You don't need the light on, right here. And is it focused? I hit my focus. And once you hit that focus button, you have to manually focus it every time. Just looking at the instructions, and it shows, yeah, the wires are coming out up top. So this guy is going to sit kind of in just like that. Why does it look like it's on a bit of an angle? I guess it is what it is. I wonder if I've got these other 3 screws a little too snug. Yeah, I think I do. And I'm pulling the head towards, there we go. Yeah, there we go, the middle one. I had the outer 2 screws a little too snug, so I was kind of angling the thing a little bit. Is it just you or are the wires breeding? The wires are breeding. It's not just you, Karen. They're definitely breeding. We have wires coming out of this thing now. Guy the Jedi, hello, welcome. The focus button, the focus button? Yeah, the focus button on my camera. Ha, there we go. You can use a 4-inch zip tie, just cut it down to the middle because it'll be too big otherwise. You'd recommend upgrading to an LGX light at some point. Yeah, I'm just using it. I'm just building it to spec for now. I'm curious. Do I use zip tie or sewing thread? There you go. This motor gets hot, does it? And Mossop. Hello, Mossop. I missed you there. Sorry, I'm trying to keep an eye on here. Thank you for the follow, Mossop. I appreciate it. Awesome. Look at that. We got some more people coming in on the Twitch, which is great. And I got to make sure I try and follow up with everybody. Greg's Maker Corner is here. Yes, I didn't say hi to you. Wow. Okay. And JB Jaws 98, hello. Okay, cool. And Astro, Liam, you're here. Good job. Yeah, the little zip ties that came with the kit, they give you a bag of 100. And these little zip ties will actually fit, if I'm not mistaken. Let me try this. Yeah, these little zip ties go beautifully right through here. Like you can kind of see, I just fed that zip tie through there, no problem. And on the other side, let me get this camera a little closer for you. Right in. Let's see if this works. Yeah, right. So where's my finger according to this? Right in there. I can take another one of them, and if I push it in the hole here, forgive my hands. Come on. Right there. So they actually go through. There we go. So those zip ties go in those slots beautifully. So there's actually lots of room for them. And they provided a perfect size zip tie for that purpose. Okay, here we go. Okay, so stepper motor goes in, and no problem meshing with the gears because I haven't got this engaged yet. Just like that. And hopefully we're not interfering with the, I gotta bring that end stop wire around a little bit. There we go. Just so I'm not interfering with the stepper motor and crushing that wire too much on that end stop wire. Okay, M3x8 button heads. Let me find my M3x8s. 12s. M3x8 seems to be the popular one for this build. Why do people like Voron? I like Voron because it's new to me, and I like something new. And I thought, what the heck? Let's build one. Okay, so we are going to hang on. Ah, it's threaded from the other side. My bad. Because the stepper motor is threaded. There's the one side. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully this is a good motor and doesn't get too hot. If that's been an issue. Whoops. Have I ever had to contact rat rig support? I have not. My rat rig is running beautifully. So I've not had to contact support. And there we go. Stepper motor's in place. Okay, now we can turn this around and put the screw back in. You talk too much, you'll shut up now? I don't know. There we go. Let's just see if my filament's still... Well, it's going to be harder to push the filament in now because of the motor being in place. So, but the filament path was fine. I'm sure with the motor in place now, it's going to be that much more difficult for me to manually push that through. But I can always... We'll see. Let's see. It looks fine from here. So we'll find out eventually. Because they print amazingly. As long as you print more than 150 millimeters per second, you don't really notice the VFAs. Okay. So we now have this whole thing. Yeah, it doesn't go anymore, and everything looks fine. So let's do a little bit of wire management coming off of this. This one's going to be fine because that's just going to go around with a loom. These ones we can bring up and zip tie in place here. Just get the zip tie closed. There you go. So yeah, that kind of right in the bottom right there. If I focus that. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus the best there. There we go. But right in here, ties those wires up. Come on, focus, you dumb thing. Why are you focusing way beyond that? There, that's better. Yeah, so it ties it up nice and neatly in there. And it's away from the belt by about 1.5 millimeters, so we should be okay there. There we go. So those are going to come up this way. And I've got to put another piece on this yet, I know. Which the wires are going to come up and maybe catch, but I just wanted to get these over here. So now we're going to come back and come on this side, and we're going to get that one can come back with that. So this is just the heater cartridge wires that are going to come up. Okay. And pull these through. Get this zip tie going. There we go. And yeah, that's good. There we go. Let me push that just a little bit more. There we go. So we have, my main concern on these ones was it might be difficult to see, but was the clearance between the heater wire down here and the belt right here. And there's a good 1.5 millimeter clearance there too. So it should be good. Okay. Should be good. Okay, now we're going to find the next piece. So if we come on to here, we've done this. Now we use the, it's like a strain relief thing there. So that's basically where the cables can tie around. And we have 2 spacers and 2 M3x6 button heads again. Okay, so let me find the M3x6s. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the unlabeled bag. Yeah, the wires look good to me on this one. So that was my main concern, is rubbing on the belts, but I think I got that. Licked. And then we have the strain relief part, which is right here. Okay, and this is going to go with the spacers. Oh, I see. Okay, so my spacers, I put the inserts in my spacers, and the spacers basically will screw on onto the thread that's sticking through here, right there. There we go. So that's on that side. And we'll put the other one. There we go. Make sure that's focused for you guys again. There we go. And then this spacer goes on to this side. Forgive my hands. Come on, screw on. Oh, that's a tight fit. I'm just going to turn it around and try the other side. It's just my fingers are so big to fit in there. Oops, maybe actually probably better if I just back off this screw, this bolt. Okay. And rethread this on this like that. There we go. That was better. That was easier. Okay. Then we take this guy with the flat part out back. And Rosmond, how are you? And then we will secure you into there. And secure you into there. There we go. And then this is where the wires kind of all come up and meet, and then we can zip tie them right around that piece right in there with a zip tie. And I guess try and make them look as pretty as possible. So for now, just for the fact that I want to make it look kind of a little tidy, I'm going to find me come on, you stubborn little son of a medium-sized zip tie, just for now. Don't panic, it's not going to look ugly forever. I'm just going to get these wires sort of so that I can actually deal with them. And come around this side, come around this side. There we go. Just so they're manageable. Let's see. Oh, a little message from my buddy. I have no idea what it means, but I'm sure I will find out. I think that is a little bit of starting for. I think that's a little bit of starting code for Clipper. Okay, cool. And I'll give you 3 guesses as to who texted me some starting code for Clipper. Okay. That's not necessarily a permanent mount right there because it's pretty ugly, but that's just to keep my wires kind of organized coming out of the print head. We'll worry about that at another time. So there we go. I can actually take the elastic off of the... Nice thing about this too is I can actually easily trace where the wires are going. On the rat rig, it was almost hard to trace where the wires were going because I had them through the loom. There we go. And everything moves fine. No binding. Oh, cut this zip tie on the side here. There we go. Okay, we're good. I think we're good to move on. Brendan, you win. Look at that. Tech support Jason. Yay. Always coming to the rescue. I missed a wire. I missed a thermostat wire coming up. I'm going to cry. That's okay. That's all right. It's okay. Patience is a virtue. Where did the zip ties go from LDO? They're there. That's why they send you 100 zip ties. I missed one wire. I wasn't paying attention. Always be careful when you cut your zip ties that you don't cut your wires. Okay, let me push a zip tie through there again. My bad. Thermistor wire sort of got away from me and was hanging down the front and I didn't notice. There we go. Get you in there. Come on. There we go. No big deal. Minor setback. Got it. Come on. Get in the flipping hole. There we go. No love lost. There we go. Good point. What are we talking? Convo on my end would end up in a whole other direction relating on how positive reinforcement and the marketing of negativity can easily influence some to believe that do things that otherwise would never dream. Oh, I must have missed something. Let's see. Oh, I see a green box. Andrew Osmond, $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. For another batch of zip ties. Yes, I love zip ties. You can never have too many. Thank you so much, Andrew. Much appreciated. Oh, what else have I been missing? You guys have been Oh, there we go. Not much. Good. But I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a positive guy for the most part. But last night, I tell you, when I was putting this hot end together, oh, it was driving me bonkers. So there we are. Doesn't look pretty right now, but I think that'll be prettied up a little later when we get the cable loom on and all that. So, but we're good to go for now. Okay, let's see. I think we have another part coming up that says this page intentionally left blank. So let's see. So we have finished this part up here, and then, oh, one more. Oh, it just tells about the, and that's what we did. We put zip ties in this part here, and we've got another strain relief on the top here. So that's what we've done. And then we have electron. Oh, we don't have a this page is intentionally left blank. Huh. Fooled me. It had that at the end of every other section. Electronics and wiring, and that's about what my wiring is going to look like too. Go figure. Easter party with lots of family. I'm getting too deep for Twitch. That's okay. Okay, wiring and electronics, power supply, input voltage. Let's get the power supply out, guys. And I think that's the first thing I did when I looked at the power supply was I double-checked the input voltage. So we are dealing with a Meanwell brand name power supply. Good for you, LDO. Recycle. So we have a Meanwell 124 volt, 150 watt, I believe. Right. Ooh, is that light still on? No. But you'll just have to believe me. That's a Meanwell 24. It's an LRS 150 24. So it's a 24 watt, 24 volt, 150 watt power supply. And I did switch it to 115 volts on the side. So we got that part done. Make sure the selection matches your local mains. Yeah, that's pretty simple. Okay, Vhb tape. 3M Vhb tape is double-sided pressure-sensitive adhesive. Yeah, I know that. Okay, support the deck panel with one hand and firmly press the power supply against the panel. Okay, so we're going to turn the panel upside down. Should you distrust modern adhesives, you can alternately mount it by drilling 2 holes in it. No, trust me. They give you Vhb tape. So here we go. They give you a roll of Vhb tape, which I like that. That's a nice size, but I'm going to throw that aside because being in the business I'm in, I have Vhb tape. Exact same brand and model. It's just a little wider. So yes, I trust this tape. This tape is holding up some pretty heavy signs and buildings downtown, and this tape is holding signs to brick walls outside downtown. This is really good tape, but it's also extremely expensive. So, well, in rolls this size, it's expensive. And this roll is usually about double the size it is when it comes. So, okay. So we need to turn. Oh, I'm going to lower my Z here just to get my print head. Oh, what am I saying? Lower my Z. That's the bed. The print head is where it is. I have to turn the printer upside down. Well, let's see. It's not going to... Actually, what I'm going to do is put a box or something. Bear with me. I got a couple of these things. I have a couple empty plastic containers. And I'm just going to use them to take the strain relief off of, so I don't put my print head with the weight of the printer on it. So we'll just do something like that. That's good. There we go. And because I did that, let me just zoom this camera out and focus on that, or focus, whatever you guys want to say. There we go. Okay. And then I will get this camera kind of up and high at an angle here. There we go. Okay. So I will put 2 strips of Vhb tape. There's my scissors. Yeah, it's really good stuff, this tape, especially the gray adhesive. And you do get legit Vhb tape. Yeah, as Jason said, for sure. I'm just using this because it's a little wider and it's already an open roll, so I use that for a lot of things. So we'll just put it over this hole here. And we will kind of put it right here kind of thing. Solar panels, yeah, they use Vhb tape in buildings now to hold windows in. So I think it's even a higher grade than this stuff. So yeah. LDO has their own wiring guide. Okay, good to know. I'll have to look that up. What else am I missing? You haven't seen one that long. That's what she said. Used it on solar panels, very high bond. Yep, cool. So I always just use a knife to kind of fool the edges up like that. And that way it keeps the tape lying flat on the surface there. Okay, now power supply is going in. Okay, so we have the motor on the right. Power supply is going in the bottom with the outlets facing this way. So right like, I am double checking and triple checking because once this is down, it's down. Right like that. Right there. There we go. With all the outlets right there. Somebody's going to come on and say, no, that's not the right position. Yeah, it is the right position. Nice try. Okay, we've got the power supply in the exact position they say right here. Should you distrust modern adhesives? Yeah, okay, now we have the electronics and wiring. We have the 5-volt DC converter. Pull out my electronics box here, shall we? 5-volt DC converter. How come my Twitch stream is frozen? On my end it is. And there we go. I'm live on Twitch again. 34 folks hanging out. I appreciate that, you guys. Especially on this Easter Sunday. Okay, we have the 5-volt, and that's going to go in the front ones with the 2. Oh, where are the nuts? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They're there. So, oh, this needs to be higher now. I got this thing really high, and you won't be able to see diddly. Where's a box? Let me grab an empty 3D fuel filament box and put this up higher. It dropped. I'm dropping everything. Come on, come on. I'll put this up a little higher so you can kind of see the top of the printer here. There we go. And actually the overhead view is pretty good here too, in the top left. I try to accommodate every person's choice view. Okay. Just waiting to see if I lay an egg, are you? Okay, well, give it time, Joe. So it looks like this is just kind of centered. They almost have it kind of butted up against this thing, so that's okay. So let me move the nuts into place. There. I'll move it over. Yeah, the picture kind of shows it being, yeah, so I'm just showing right here. If I show you guys on display the bottom right picture there, kind of shows it in between the two extrusions kind of thing. So, yeah. Really. Why is it showing the other extrusion? Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. So it's probably not that fussy. Again, here's me overthinking. So I think I'm good right there. Move this nut over, and then we need some M36s, which again is my unlabeled bag. So again, anybody tell me if the audio goes out of sync again. It's been going out of sync a lot of nights, so don't know if it's out of sync tonight. Oh, it's quiet down here now. My dryer stopped. Just drying some clothes. And one, so it just kind of hangs off the end here. Cool. And we'll push this nut into place a little too far. Kudos to you, Jason, man, for not using these the cheap nut insert things, man. That would have been trying. That would have been so trying. Okay, there's that. Okay. Oh, and I can sit down. I didn't bring myself a drink tonight. That's all right. I can hydrate later. Okay. Let's see what's next. So we got that in place. Now we're going to Raspberry Pi and the main board, mount them to their appropriate mounts. Sounds good. Okay, let's move this over this way just a little. Okay. Okay, Raspberry Pi. And we just need to locate. Oh, there it is. That's a printhead I printed for a customer. Go side. And I'm disappointed, kind of. I know I shouldn't be, but I didn't get a duck. I've got ducks, but I didn't get a duck in this kit, so it quacks me up that I didn't get a duck. That was bad. No, it's a Pi. The Pi is a Pi 3B. There, right there. Pi 3 Model B. I was contacted when they were going to send me the kit and said, "Do you have a Pi?" I said, "I have a Pi 0 2W, Pi 0 2W," and he said, "I'll send you a Pi 3." So that's the Pi that came with it. So yeah. So there's the Pi. And here is the SKR Mini E3 V2. And let's just open this. Don't see anything about the 5-volt converter being reverse mounted. It is not. Is it? Oh, son of a gun. How did I do that? Oh, Lord. That's why you guys are on here. Oh, wow. Okay. I was testing you. Okay, Brendan? You passed my test. You passed my test. Good job. Good eyes. Shows how, and I was looking at the picture closely too. I was kind of wondering, like, I was thinking it's kind of odd that it sticks out over the edge of the railing. That makes sense though now. Okay. Good thing I pay attention to chat. The egg has landed. And I see Jason just sitting back there quiet. Actually, I should have Jason on stream with me, but he'd just make more fun of me. If you want to pop on, Jason, just say yes and I'll send you a link. You're more than welcome on stream with me when I'm doing this. So if you say yes, and I understand if you can't. There's a thing about shipping out of China, some proprietary thing Nero didn't get one time either. What's that? And as far as a drill bit, yeah, all these pieces, I've only had to run a drill bit through one piece. And it was very, very little. It was a 2mm drill bit they provided. Otherwise, the tolerances on these holes have been perfect. I mentioned in the stream earlier not to trust pictures. You're right, Dougal, I did. But that's one picture I could have trusted. So there's our main board. Looks like it's got built-in steppers, built-in everything. It's mini, it's tiny, it's cute. Okay, let's put it aside. Let's find our little plates. Oh, okay. No worries, Jason. You have people over. That's completely understandable. I think I can fly solo through most of this. I think I've done okay so far. I will definitely be having you on for the firmware / clipper because, again, I'll try and I'll follow instructions, but I'm a little nervous with somebody up there that said that the wiring diagram is different. The wiring is different on the LDO version, so I'm going to have to look into that for sure. So, okay, so this is the Pi adapter. This is the main board adapter. Okay. Now, apply VHB tape. Okay. I'm just going to cheat and read ahead a little bit here. So let's share the screen. First of all, let me grab my roll of VHB again. So we're going to screw that on there, no problem. It looks like they're self-tapping because it didn't ask me to do any heat insets. And then, okay, and it's going to show in the back exactly where to place these things. Okay, cool. Okay, so first thing we'll do is screw those on, and they're probably M3x6s, of course. The most popular size in the build. Okay. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 3 of these, 4 of these, and then the other ones are 2 M210 self-tapping. Okay, so 4 of these M36s. There we go. And self-tappers, where did you go? Right here. And 4 of these. Look at the LDO page. I will. Yeah. Definitely will. I'll pull that up when we get to that point. Okay, we have the Pi. Goes this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. It's funny they put their logos on these, but yet they're just going to be stuck to the back of the thing anyways. You don't really even see them. It's okay. And that is the right way. Yes, it is. So I wonder what these other holes were for. Interesting. And they don't want washers or anything. No, these have those self-terminating, whatever those things are called on the board, where your screws don't affect the board. It's got little insulators built into the board. I think that's the word I was looking for. It was insulators. Guess we'll get a how easy is it to remove parts attached with VHB soon. I'll look at it. You actually, you can remove VHB tape. Believe me, I've done it. There's a method to removing VHB tape. There's an easy way, and there's a hard way. I mounted the Pi differently than the manual. Well, let's have a look. And then I'm going to look at the LDO page. Actually, I should look at that. So right there, if you look at the way they've done it, so they have the two extension legs basically going to the back of the Pi, and then where all the ports are on the front is where they've got the, that kind of a look. So I think this is, and then if we can bring that one up, and then if you look at what I've done, so you were looking at the image like that with the two long legs. Hang on a minute. The two long legs are coming out. So the two extension legs that are nothing to do with this wing in here are on the on the end without the ports. And then the end that has that little Y extension is the end with the ports, as it shows in that picture there. So I think that's right. But I'm going to switch over to the LDO page right now because Brendan's got me a little bit paranoid. Yeah, hang on, Brendan. Yeah, you can throw the link up. Let me go back to this screen. Let me minimize. Let me open up my browser. So I'll share what I'm doing here. So let me go to LDO Motors, LDO Voron 0.1. Oops, 0.2. That's not what I wanted. One, enter. And then we'll bring it to the document page. There's the kit wiring guide. There we are. Okay, yeah. So here's the wiring guide. I think, is this where you were going to point me to? Everyone is breathing a huge sigh of release. Okay, LDO has the Pi on board differently than the Voron instructions. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll have a look here. Okay, let me have a look. Preparing the AC inlet. Okay, pre-wired items. Preparing the AC inlet. So they've already, let me find that. The AC inlet is already done. One thing I did notice, I don't know what that's for, but we're going to put that aside. Okay. And watching, I'm going to see if they changed it. And watching NeuroStream with the AC inlet, they had soldered some things on there. And I believe that they didn't solder them this time. No, they didn't. So we've already got the AC inlet prepared. That's how it came from LDO. It was already basically prepared for me. So I don't have to do that stage. So we have so we're plugging a ground into here. And then we have our two positives linked, and we have our two neutral's linked, and then when we come in from the power, we're going to be positive and neutral. So yeah, that's pretty much all set already. Okay. Comes with a couple spare fuses. Forums are still a thing. It looks like it, yeah. Okay. So we already have that. Yeah, I haven't wired this part up yet, but I will. I'll get to that. That's a little bit further down the road, I think, unless I need to do that in this stage. Where are the wires? Let's see. It's not those ones. I'm pretty sure I saw them somewhere. It's probably in here. It is probably right there. Okay, yep, that's the one. They've given you everything pre-wired here. They give you extra, I think they give you extra ways, extra plugs so you can, if you want to cut your wires to length and stuff, but we don't need to worry about that. So to 5-volt PSU, oh, I see. 24-volt in. No, so they haven't given me, it doesn't look like they've given me the mains wiring. And they've labeled everything here. So in other words, this, they've given me this wire here, and they've labeled everything beautifully. Like there's the bad ground, okay, and then this wire here is to the Raspberry Pi. So it's a wire to go to the Pi, and then we have a wire here labeled 24 volts in, and this one goes to the 5-volt power supply unit. So, but I don't see a wire for the mains, unless I'm missing something. It's not in there. Okay, oh, there it is right there. There's the mains wiring right there. I just didn't see it in the package. Oops, focus. There we go. You know what, Dougal? I prefer the forums. I've looked in Discord. I get so flippin' lost in Discord. It's not funny. Okay, so here's the pre-wired plug they give us to go, and they even label them neutral, ground, and live. So, and it's all, they've done everything. Okay, so we want the ground. Let me just make sure, because the wires are a little different color here. No, they're not. The green and yellow one is my ground. Green and yellow one's ground. And it goes to ground. Like so. The red one is line, and it goes to line. It's kind of reddish brown. And it goes to the line, which is the second one in. Let me just make sure on this piece that it is a line, and it is. And the blue one is our neutral. So we will plug in the ground, or the line, sorry. Come on. I'm glad that they kind of fit tight. It means they're not going to fall out, but it's very tight. Doesn't want to go on. Try the other way. There we go. Just had to muscle it a bit. And the neutral. Come on, get on there. No, get on. Get in there. There we go. Nope. It's a snug fit. There we go. Okay, it's in. Just very tight, which is good. It means they're on there nice and snug, and they're not going to go anywhere. Perfect. Okay, we got that done. Okay, that's what she said. Okay. Oh, you guys are helping somebody out? Perfect. Okay. Now we can continue on here. Share this. Okay, we got that part done. Okay, we've already checked the power supply. Tell me they want the power supply VHB where I did. Good. Oh, good. Oh, and yeah, I see. Okay, so they do have the 5 volt over on the other side. Okay. So we'll switch that, and then they have the little cable thing. Follow the manual with how to place the 24 5 volt power supplies. Cut approximately 16 centimeters long of PVC wiring duct and place it like this. So that's this wiring duct. Okay, so I've got to move the 5 volt over to the other side of the stepper motor to be backed up against the same place as the power supply. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Snug as a bug in a rug. It certainly is. Okay, so we're going to move this guy over to this side, and yes, we do have nuts in place for that. Perfect. Okay. And thanks for the heads up on the different wiring. I should have known that. I should have known that, but I would have messed that up. So you saved me a headache. Hey, SI 3D Printing Bear, how are you? And Bear, I heard from our guy up north of me, and he was extremely happy. So he was very happy. So just so you know, I'm sure you heard from him as well, but here we go. Why are you not? Are you too far out? Just trying to line this nut up. Oh, it was in too far. That's why. Okay, there we go. Now I need some of, where did I put it? Right here. This stuff. So they're saying 16 centimeters long. Where is my... I don't have, where's my tape measure? Where is my tape measure? Give me a sec, guys. I think my tape measure is out in the other room. Scooby Dooby 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 Doop Doop Doo. Yes, it is. Out in the other room. 16 centimeters. That's all? Okay. Let's, where's my handy dandy Sharpie? I've got so many things spread out across this bench. There it is. 16 centimeters. Or about the length of the power supply. Yeah, okay. Right about there. Exactly, Brendan. Yeah. 16 centimeters. I should run my little banner here for a bit now, guys, so you guys know who's sponsoring me tonight. Thank you to Sparta 3D and LD Motors for sending me the printer. And thank you very much to 3D Lab Tech here in Calgary for providing me the ABS for the parts for this printer. It was very much appreciated. Okay. Knock that out. There we go. I should be able to cut this with my knife. Let's just see how. Yeah. Not super easy, but I guess I can use snippers as well. Let's see. How about here? That'll be good enough. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. It's about half of the length of that, so. And then the top. It's going to be about there. Our stuff actually breaks pretty simple. Okay, now, before I go VHB happy again, so many electronics nerds yelling no as I use those snips to cut plastic. Really, they work fine. It did the job fine. It did just fine. I was going to use my knife. I could have melted it and place it like this. Use VHB tape to stick the PVC duct to the bottom panel. Okay, I get to use legitimate some VHB tape. But I think this stuff I've got is too wide, and it is. So I'll break open. I'll break open the roll they gave me. Hey, Ben. I shall put 2 strips on it because I don't want it to be wobbly. Yeah, 1 strip is probably enough. Okay. We'll just center it. And yes, VHB tape can come off very easy 1 or 2 times after it's stuck down. Now the actual the real strength of VHB tape is it's shear. It is shear strength. So in other words, it's very strong as far as shear this way. This way, it's not as strong, but it is extremely strong that way. But if you if you have something heavy on a wall or on a glass or on a door or on a brick surface, you'll never be able to pull it down and cause it to shear off the wall. That's one of the big strengths of this stuff. Okay, so here we go. Oh, come on. Oh, this is black. Yeah, I think this is not quite as strong as the gray stuff. Okay, so let's go up top. And turn you around. And you go right in there. Right in there. Right next to the power supply. Okay. And I left enough room. Too bad if I didn't, but yeah, there's enough room to cover that up. Now, I remember Jason was saying to me that he used something a little bigger. He said it wasn't quite big enough, but I'm going to make it work. Okay. There we go. That stage done. Now we're getting to the other stuff where I almost messed up. So let's move that aside for now. Let's go back. Okay. Let's go over how the power supplies will be wired. Okay, so we're going to the Raspberry Pi. From there, we're taking 24 volts out of the power supply into the converter. Then we're taking 5 volts to the Pi. And then we're going to the AC inlet. So the AC power is going to wire up on those 3, which makes sense. And then we're going to the SKR, to the main board. We're going to have 24 volts going out to the main board. Okay. And they want me to do that right now, but we haven't. Okay, install the AC inlet, complete wiring of the power supplies. The end result should look something similar to this. Okay, so we're going to put the AC power supply encasement there. I'm just going to cheat and move ahead. Okay, oh, well, if that's all the wires that are running down there, then I guess we're okay. Okay, so it works. It just had some that was a tad wider and it made it easier. Yeah, okay. So we have our AC power inlet power supply, which is going. So let me make sure that the right way. So that is going to mount to this like this. Oh, no, this is coming out. Ah, like that, right there. Okay. So let me see if I can turn this camera. There we go. It's a little better view of this bottom left camera. And I think that's the only one you need to see right now. So we'll just do this. So they've made a nice little groove on this part here to run in the extrusion here so that you basically, you're in line. So I'm just going to put this right there and I'm going to place my nuts where they belong. Stop it. Thank you, Kieran. You're not here. And I'm going to put my nuts right there. Okay. Okay. And I believe, they're going to be 6 millimeters. Yeah, they got to be 6 millimeter ones again. Let me just see if 6 millimeters are going to stick down through here far enough. So let's just go back here. just get the nut. Actually, it's easier if I stick my driver through there, stick my nut on the end of the driver, and then in through the hole. Ooh, 6 millimeters. Yeah, that might work. Let's see if that's going to actually bite it. But this way. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's lots. That did it. Okay. And same thing on this side. So we're going to turn this a bit. And see if I can't make this work. Through there. Okay. I'm going to cheat this time. I'm going to use the aid of some pliers. Come on, there we go. And in the hole, there we go. And did I grab my nut? I didn't. I missed my nut. Arg, ugh. Make sure those nuts are tight. You are here, Kieran. I didn't see you come in. There's a heat set that goes on the side. There is? On the side of, let's see, on the side of what? Let me see why that nut was out of line. Yeah, that nut's a little unaligned. Where, Brent, where does the heat set go? On the side of what? On the side of this? Oh, there's a heat set that goes in there? Well, I don't recall. I'll put one in. I don't recall. You mean, whoops. Are you speaking right here, Brent? I must have missed that on the, oh, you know why? Because these guys don't mention it, but I'll bet if I go back to this and get to that part, it's going to mention it there. So I kind of have to sort of fiddle through both manuals, I suppose. Where does it talk about putting that on? Let me just peek through here. Oh, I have a guest here. Hang on. Okay, it's time. Ready? Here, come here. You're going to sit on... No, wait. You're going to sit on my stool. I'm going to lift you. You ready? Okay. Climb up. Quick. Climb up. Oh, climb up. Come on.
Don't do that.
Climb up. Climb up.
That's scared.
Come on. Everybody's waiting. Okay, there you go. Now look right in there.
Hit that like button and subscribe. Bye.
There you go. Good job. Off with you.
Okay, I don't know how to get
Here, jump. There you go. Good job.
Hey, Dad, want to see this?
Good job. Okay, see you later. There we go. We had our special guest. Screw goes through the foot and into the holder. Oh, that's what that hole on the foot is for. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I was just looking really quick on the actual. Yeah, they do say to put a heat inset in. And thank you. I would have missed that. So because I switched over to the, so right here. Right there is where they talk about it, which came later than where I'm at right now. Okay. And because I switched over to this, they don't mention the heat set in here. So I guess I got to kind of flip back and forth to get that prepared. Okay, good. Thank you for that. So let's do that real quick. I got a really nice, a really cheapo $15 Amazon soldering iron with an on-off switch and a temperature control, and it fits the heat set tool perfect. I will never do heat sets without this tool again, or without it. I've not tried it, but I've heard people do heat sets with soldering iron tips and can be hit and miss. Are we on? Power switch is on. I got a red light and we're set at 200 and yeah, we're on. We are on. Voron. I'm so glad you guys are in chat that are helping me out here and not making me miss these things. Yes, 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 that piece. Yeah. I was wondering what the hole in the side of the leg was for. Makes sense now. Because yeah, that's gonna line up. Look at that. It lines up exactly with that hole. And it allows, so that takes away the wobble on the thing by having the hole set to the foot. And that foot can't twist. The other feet can twist, and I'm not a fan of that, but I should have put holes through the other feet and put some nuts in there, and so the holes wouldn't. That doesn't matter. The feet aren't going to twist too much during regular operation anyways. Okay, heat inset. Here we go. And look, we're only not even 2 hours in yet. Go to 8 o'clock tonight. See what we can get done. And again, another kudos, and it's a little thing, and I've mentioned this before. These heat insets are they're a little better quality kind than ones I've seen before. They got a little, it's hard to see on this camera, they got a little ledge, basically, so that when you have the hole where you're putting the heat inset in, it just sits in there just nicely, ready to go in, so that you know it's going to go in straight. So it's kind of tough to screw that up. Okay, let me test my temperature. Slippery when wet. It's good. Temperature's good. Scared myself for a minute. Okay, we'll just set this one in. And a little further. And we're good. Unplug this for now. There we go. Perfect. Again, thank you for that heads up. Okay. Let's put I don't know where I put my other little M8 and my little screw. See if I can pop these into the hole here. One. Oh, there it is there. And 2. Come on, get in the hole. You are going to be a stubborn little one, aren't you? Holy crap. There we go. Got to post the link and iron after the stream. I will, sure. Yeah, and it fits that insert really well. Okay. Tell me, oh, wrong way. Come on, wrong way. Almost put that on backwards. Come on. There you go. Man, that inset doesn't want to line up. Right there. Right there and right there. Come on. Ah, patience, patience, patience. Let's move it over a bit then. Then I can always slide it into place. Okay. Okay. Patience. Hey, Printer Prawn. We're just testing my patience right now. And I think it's okay so far. There we go. Wow, I can't seem to hit a nut. Wonder if I need, no, I don't need longer screws. I just need better patience. Come on. Oy, oy, oy. Just going to breathe for a minute. I'm going to check something. Make sure it doesn't want me to use. Okay, 8 millimeters. Yeah, that would help. Okay, a little longer screws. Ah, look at that. Read. Okay, got to go back and forth between the two instruction sets then, which is fine. Okay. Need 8 millimeter screws in here, not 6. There we go. There we finally go. Okay. And then just going to double check. And then on the side, we need an 8 millimeter as well. Okay. Helps when you use the right part. The right part for the right job. So now we're going to screw right in over here. I wondered what that hole in the leg was for. Are we not lined up? There we are. Like a rock, stood arrow straight, like a rock. It's solid. There we go. Our part of the plan. I'm just showing you why you need to double check things. I am, exactly. I'm proud to say I make mistakes on my streams. That's why my new stream banner always says mistakes will happen, because they will. Okay. We got that in place, so let's do some wiring up, I suppose. Now I'm nervous. I actually have to put wires in. Okay. So we'll start with this guy. Which way do I want my plug to be? Let's see, the printer's on the back. I want my plug to be this way, so on is up and off is down. So this guy should slide in. nicely like this. And, well, that's the only way it can go in. And that's the way I wanted it. So, okay, let's check our printing tolerances now, shall we? And this was the one I printed. It was a different one for the this piece here, the green piece. It was a different print file for the LDO version than it was for the Voron one. There we go. That's in. Perfect. Plug is in. Nobody learns if there's no mistakes. I'm actually going to make a t-shirt. Somebody made a saying and I screen captured it, and I'm going to make a t-shirt about that. It's about life is too short. Something about life is too short to know everything, learn from mistakes or something. Anyways. Okay, so I want to get this lower. This is a little too high for my liking. I'm not that tall. Oh, barking dog, go away. Let me see what I can do here. Okay, move these away here. That works. Okay, that works, and then I'm just going to pull in this box. Don't know if I need that wire. There we go. I'm just going to put this here like this. A little easier for me to work on at this height. Because I'm a shorty. Okay, so I need my little screwdriver. This little guy will do. Phillips. Use filament boxes. The filament boxes be a little high too. This is perfect. This works. So let's loosen off. We're going to use all of these. So we're going to loosen all these off. So we have let's move you over there, Mr. Stream Deck. That way we can move this guy a little further over this way and give you guys a bird's eye view of my mistakes. Okay, so the mains are coming in the back over to the side. So we have line, live, neutral, and ground, which is pretty simple. So yellow is ground. See, that's a bit long, although that's okay. I'll figure that out. Blue is neutral. And brown, red, whatever you want to call it, is live. There we go. Okay. There's that. Okay. Now we have, where is the wire loom that came for the, there it is here, I think. Let's just, okay. We have, oh, this is the bed, 5-volt power supply unit. Okay, this is the 5-volt one here. So, okay, so we have, let's turn this a little bit here. Try and get you guys the ultimate view. Pull the excess through the wire cage. Oh, pull the excess through here, I guess. Oh, I see what you mean. through wire cage. What wire cage? Oh, through here I'm going to, but this one's fine for the power. It's kind of just lying nicely there. So this is to the 5-volt PSU. So we want 24 in, we want 5 volts out, and this is going to 24 volts in and 5 volts. So this is the one going to the power supply. Okay, so this, they're saying, is a 24 volt end. So that can be plus and minus. So we have, yeah, that's pretty much basic. I can't really mess this up. We have our minus, which is the black. We have our plus, which is the red. Okay, that's going to the 5 volts. That's 24 volts are coming in here. 5 volts are going out, which is what I believe this wire. No, what's this wire? That's the bad ground. I don't need that right now. Where are my other wires? Oh, that's the 5 volt that's going out to the Raspberry Pi. Okay. So this is going to come along here. So that's going to be that one. Now I just need, where is the wiring for the main board? Where did I put it? This one, was it this one? To SKR, yes. And it has, and they've actually done, I like they've got ferrules on this. So this is going to the main board. These are much thicker wires than the one going to the Raspberry Pi thing, but I guess we're okay. So black for negative, red for positive. You all the way in, you're all the way in. Now, do you guys measure your voltage output? They have the potentiometer, is what that was called, or do you trust that you're going to get your 12 volts out, your 24 volts out? I would assume it's tuned, but you know, assuming things. Anyways, so we have that set of wires going there. Oh, that's the only wires are going there. Is that? That's it? That seems too simple. That almost seems too simple. Okay, well, we'll hook this up to the Pi power supply. It's a Philips as well. You always check, but rarely make any adjustments. Yeah, okay. I suppose I could power that and check it now while it's at this stage. Can't hurt. Let me do that. Since I asked about it, I won't sleep until I do it. But I just need to find where in this studio I put my multimeter, which is right here. Let's go to 20 volts. So we need 200 volts to measure 24. Let's get a power plug here. There we are. We're off. Make sure none of my wires are touching. They're not. Separated. These are separated. And we're going into here. Okay, I think we're good to plug it in. Turn the power on. Okay, we have power. And let's check the voltage coming out. Black, red, 23.7. So I guess I could adjust it slightly. Let's see. $23.7. Let's just make a quick adjustment here. Wrong size. Oh, that's probably actually, I could probably use this. Nope. It's not going to be easy to turn. Okay, let's leave that like that. This is where Nero lets sparks fly. Really? Just making sure nothing is touching, I think is fine. 23.7. 25 is a bit high. 24.5, 24.3, 24.1, 24.0. Right here. 24.0. So we'll power that off and we should be good. It was only 0.3 volts, but hey, why not? Let's do it right. Bring out the magic smoke. No smoke. I'm very careful with electronics these days. So 12, 24 volts in. So we're bringing the voltage in from the mains. I gotta switch back to the other bit here. That number 1 Phillips is a bit small. There we go. Okay, so let's unplug the power so I don't accidentally spark anything. Okay, plus is here. Negative is here. Okay, I can run that along that little cable loom there. Actually, that can run along and sneak out right here, and I can tuck that in. I can probably tuck that in under there or zip tie that in there. We'll neaten that out in a minute. Okay, and while I'm here, where did I put it? Let's just hook up the Raspberry Pi power connector. And red for positive, black for negative. I say stuff out loud, and I know you guys are going to go, well, that's obvious, but I say stuff out loud. Maybe people don't, and they do. Even if I'm working alone and I'm not streaming, I always vocalize what I'm doing, because sometimes just doing something without saying it can make sense if it's wrong. But if I say it and I hear myself say something wrong, I catch it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's just the way I operate. There we go. Red to positive, black to negative, red to positive, black to negative. We're good. Okay. Put the extra wire in the chase. Oh, I see what you're saying. So pull the wire along. I've never used one of these chases before. I've seen them, but I've never actually used one. Okay, and then tuck it in. Oh, right there, just like that. That's what it's for, obviously. And that way there's no. Oh, good call. Do you vocalize your burps like, oh, when I burp and I'm on my own, I speak whatever I can speak when I'm burping. I usually burp out car models. Don't ask me why. Something I've done all my flipping life, I burp out car models. Okay, I'm not going to worry about this one until we actually figure out where the main board is and where that's plugging into the main board. That's the only ones that are running through here. So For now, I'm just going to cover up. Is this the right one? That's a little long. Where did I put the other? Where did I put the right length? Right here. I'm just going to cover this up for now so nothing pops out. There we go. It's actually nice and tidy. Puts my rat rig to shame. Well, I haven't done the back part yet here, so. Okay. Making good progress, 7:06. Okay, let's look. We are here. We've done that. Make sure I've got, no, what's that wire there? What's this one here going down? Okay, what did I miss? Okay, I just want to make sure I've got those two. I have the ones coming from the mains power. Now I'm paranoid. I'm missing. I wonder the bed. The bed. I need a ground for the bed. So I'm assuming I should ground the bed. Well, where was that supposed to screw into the bed? Did I miss screwing the ground into bed? Maybe I did. I'm going to have to back up and see. Because I know the bed has to be grounded. Not the Pi, the SKR. The SKR is this one here. The SKR is 24 volts, right, Jason? Huh? You guys are confusing me. This says to Raspberry Pi, and it's 5 volts out. Okay. This one here says 24 volts in, and this one was to SKR. So this one's showing 24 volts going into the SKR. I hope. Oh, that's the, oh, you're saying this one going down here is the power for the SKR. Oh, okay. Because the Pi power is coming out over here. Okay, so I have to hook this ground up here somehow to the bed. And I think I kind of missed putting that bed wire on at a step. So I'm going to have to, well, the bed won't be too hard to take apart if I have to. Let me go back and look at that. Because I have a ground wire here for the bed. And the heater wire for the bed's coming out here, no problem. Everything else I've got coming out properly. Bed doesn't really need a separate ground. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Okay, I won't worry about that for now then. I know in the rat rig it did. Was it the rat rig? It did, because when it was printing, I would touch the frame and I'd get a little bit of a buzz. But then when I grounded it, but I can always put that on after. Okay. Then I think we're okay. I think we're okay because we got the mains in. So that's the bed ground I won't worry about. Then we have the mains in, we have the Pi, and we have the SKR. Okay, so they got the SKR running down here. So let's kind of do what they're doing. Let's pull this out. And we'll run it out just to this side of the motor. Oh, hang on, you guys wouldn't hurt me to share the camera. And we'll run it out right there. Okay, just like they have it, just because. There we go. Okay, we'll throw this back on for now. There we go. Okay. Okay, I think we're okay then. Oh, okay. AC need to be grounded. DC is okay. Oh, okay. Because it was a mains bed on a rat rig. Okay. 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 Makes sense to me. See, you guys know a little more about this stuff than I do, but I'm learning. Okay, so now it looks like finally the cover up the PC duct and PSU. PSU didn't come with a cover. Oh, it did. I printed one. Right here. That's what that was for. It's not quite going to fit. Oh, maybe inside. No? I think that's what that was supposed to be for. Huh. Dum-dum-dum-dum. Not that it's critical, but I'm pretty sure that's that part there. And there we go. There we go. Did it in green as well. It's going to be hidden. Cover up the PSU. Every part has a purpose. Okay. Will it print today? No, sorry, Will. Probably not. I've got another 45 minutes to stream, and there's still get a majority of the wiring done, but there's still the clipper and firmware, etc., which I very much am going to need a certain person on stream with me to maybe walk me through a little bit, but then steer me clear of making certain mistakes. Okay, we have that all done right there. Wiring the electronics. Did we miss the step of putting the other boards in? No. So how did they mount? Make sure to leave enough clearance at the bottom for the USB cable. Why? First, let's place the SCARN mainboard, Raspberry Pi, and the remaining PVC duct. Our layout is slightly different from the official assembly. Okay, it's different, but we still VHB those in, I would assume. Okay. Anyways, let's turn the printer to the side that it wants. Okay, I can get rid of these boxes. Okay. Wouldn't see me lifting it like this with a rat rig now. Okay. That surface there. Here we go. Let's get some wiring out of the way here. Okay. So the boards are positioned differently. What's this box on the bottom they're showing? Oh, it's nothing, I don't think. I'm looking at this right here. What is that right there? That's the Raspberry Pi. That's the main board. Okay, but what is that right there? Okay, so I guess now you guys were like giving, oh, I see what you were saying. So, okay, so we've got the Pi board on. So the Pi board is going to go right about there, and it's going to VHB tape onto the back. Okay, like initially. I think they're probably just in different positions is what we were getting at. And then this guy, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 steppers that we have to put the heat sinks on. But then this guy is basically going to go kind of over to this side right here. But it's going to be VHB'd on. It's just in a different position than they initially. Yeah, okay. Clipper would be the easiest part. We'll see. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I see. Okay, so they would have positioned these boards a little differently versus the version I'm doing now. I kind of see, but I will continue with mounting them onto their respective mounting plates. Okay. Now we had questioned the Pi, but I think the Pi is correct based on the drawing as far as being on the board in the proper orientation. So because somebody had questioned that, but that is as it is on the drawing. We have this portion at the end with the ports, and we have the, I'm calling it the Y spread with the groove on the end without the ports. So I'm going to finish screwing this on. I can right click the picture and open in a new window to zoom in. Oh, I can. Okay. Let me just finish screwing this pie board on here. There we go. That's 3 and 1 more. At least get this board mounted. Okay, so let me have a look at what you're saying there. Right mouse click and zoom in. Not in Windows, I can't. I don't want to inspect. I don't want to see the code. Open in a new window to zoom in. Open image and new tab. New tab. Come on, open. Where'd you go? Oh, there we are. But what is that? It's like a pie cover or something. It's weird. Oh, I think it's just the light. I think it's just the way the light's reflecting. Okay, yeah, it is. It's just, I'll show you. I'm right here. It's just the way I thought it looks like there's a box there, right? But that's the screw on the bottom cover. And it's just the way that that's lit up versus over here. It's not lit up at all anywhere else. It's just a reflection. That's what I was questioning. So me being Mr. Paranoid. Okay, this one goes with a spread that wide. And stepper motors go that way. And we have 1, 2, 3, and look at that. Almost like this was printed just for that part. Okay. And this is going to be the 6mm button heads. Here we go. Yeah, they give me, there's somewhere in my spread here, there's one lonely heat sink, and I assumed that was going to be for the pie. Okay, that. Come on. Second one. These are just self-tapping. And again, everybody watching knows this, but when you're screwing in self-tapping screws, do not over-tighten them or you're going to strip your threads. Although they self-tap easy into ABS. There we go. And last one. Yeah, I'll put these heat sinks on now, although it doesn't say to yet, but I know I need to. But so we have, let's see, we have heat sinks for this. Should be 4 of them, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4 for each one for each stepper. And where did I put? Let's just see in my boxes. Right there. As I say, this LDO, folks at LDO think of everything. So right there is that's a heat sink spare, and it's for the pie. So it even says on the bag, heat sink for Raspberry Pi. So literally, other than purchasing a soldering iron for the heat sink insert, or for the heat inserts, I didn't have to buy a thing for this build. So let's put these on the steppers. So peel that off and put one on there. Okay, there's one. And the second one goes there. And this other one goes here. Oh, straighten out. And the last one, oh yeah, that's a heat sink for the USB port right there. There we go. Okay, so what do you think? Are my heat sinks in the right place? I'm just toying with you guys. Voices out of sync. We'll fix that in about 10 seconds. Okay. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. Should be good. Where's my window again? Sync should be back. Okay, no, I'm kidding. I know where the heat sinks go on this. I'm just kidding. I was wanting to freak somebody out when I go like this and say, there's one stepper in place. Anyways, but I want them to all face the same way because I'm anal. Oh, come on. Where's my knife? Unos, dos. Static. 5x5. Awesome. Oh, those look even like they're even lined up nice and even too. Okay. Okay, and one more. Then we'll do the Raspberry Pi. There we go. Okay, we have our heat sinks in on the steppers. Now we'll get the Raspberry Pi right on this little guy. What does that say? That is I can't even read that. Broadcom. Caution hot. Now this one, I am 99 7/10% sure that goes right on that guy right there. Oh, that's a heavy-duty heatsink too. I mean, that is a thick, heavier heatsink. PLA Pro filament you were talking about, is that made by 3D Fuel? Yes, it is. Pro PLA by 3D Fuel works extremely well. I'm very happy with it. And their ABS, oh my goodness, their ABS was awesome. There we go. Heatsink on the Pi. I like that heatsink. It's gold or brass or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the Voron manual because we're going to apply Vhb tape on the back of these guys, but we're going to stick them in according to the LDO instructions. So we'll pop this over. There we go. Come on, little blue things and static. I'll wake up in the middle of the night with one of these things sticking out of my nose or something. There we go. And on the back of this, okay, piece of this. I have a fan for a pie. I got the fan for the pie on the rat rig, and I'm not using it because the pie on the rat rig doesn't get super, super hot. That's a Pi 0W. I had bought it for a Pi 4, and I thought I wrecked my Pi 4, and I don't know if I did. I've never gotten back to it to try, but I do have that dual Pi fan somewhere. I could put it on here, I suppose, but yeah, I have it somewhere. We'll see how this works. Okay, let's get back to this one now, and let's have a look. So here's where I'm looking. We're going to look and see where these launch. So now it says to be cautioned. Now it does tell you to make sure to leave enough clearance at the bottom side for the USB cable at the bottom, which there's plenty for the USB cable there. But I also have to make sure I leave enough room on the Pi. Okay, there we go. So the Pi looks like the power cable for the Pi, which is right here, goes into the side right here. Okay, let's make sure that that's actually the right. It is. So that's the power for the Pi. And there's going to be a cover on there, so I got to make sure that's not over too far so it impedes the cover, and that there's enough room. So that's the way to do it there. It does get very warm, does it? Yeah. Yeah, I could always, and it's a 5-volt fan, so I could always run it off of this converter here, and it's real easy to run one up there. I have it. I just don't know where it is. So, okay, we're going to stick this down. There we go. So I'm going to make sure there's enough room for the Pi power, which I'll just leave plugged in. Why not? And so let's get the tape off the back of this. Now we're getting real serious here, guys. And so just anywhere in there above the motor, and leave room for the plug on the side, which actually if I come over right about there, that's lots of room for the USB and still room for plugging and unplugging the power cable. Okay, so that looks good. We're going to need the other piece of this. Okay, all you electricians, be prepared to wince. I'm going to trim this with side cutters again and clean it up. There we go. There it is. Sorry about that. Clip-on mount was from Thingiverse. Okay. And this runs down the middle. Oh, it just fits too. Oops. A little bent piece on the end here. I clip that off. It just fits. Right down the middle. Oh, I didn't put that other wiring piece in yet. I haven't got to that stage. Let's do that now. Still have lots of parts here. There we go. And that's what that one in the middle here was for this piece here. So let's go see what size screw they want me to use. I'm going to assume an M38, but we shouldn't assume these things. Okay, they don't really tell me. Yeah, no, okay. Okay, we're not going to worry about that for now. Okay, but I'm just going to use the M38 anyways. Can you reach the Pi's micro SD? Good point. Good question. Where is the micro SD on the Pi? Oh, is it on the back? It's on the back. And yes, I can. Let me just make sure. Good point. I might have just got lucky. Let's take a micro SD card and see. It's on the back right here. Oh, goes in the other way. Yeah, I can. Now getting it out. Is going to be another, although that's what tweezers are for. I have big fingers, right? So getting it out is no problem. I just have to come in and say to it, get out. And we're out. Yeah, so I can reach that. That's doable. Although I'm sure I can leave a micro SD in there once it's in. So, and they give me, it came with a, which is really interesting. I don't know what this one's for, 128 megabyte micro SD card. And then it also came with a 16 gigabyte micro SD card. So 128 gigabyte or megabyte, is that for the Pi? I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Push it again. No, it doesn't. It's not a spring. It didn't spring. It was just, this one doesn't have the spring retract thing. Yeah. No. It didn't. Honestly, I swear. No, it's going to be a little longer than an 8 millimeter. Where's my next? Do I have a 10 millimeter? 4, 30, 12. 12 is going to be too long, but I don't think I have any M3/8s or 10s. No M310s. The 8 is a bit short. Let me try again. 16 gig for the Pi. Didn't come with a 16 gig, Jason. I'll double check, but it came with a 128 megabyte and a 16 gig. Oh, forget it. I'm brain fart. I see what you're saying. What would the 128 be for? No, that's not quite going to fit. Or is the 128 just a mistake? 12 megabyte. Oh, the 128 are for flashing clipper onto the SKR. Ah, okay. Okay. It's a small, that's a small capacity card for sure. I don't have any M310s. I'm going to try a 12, see if that might be too long for this cable management thing. Yeah, that's going to be too long. The 8 was too short. Oh, this might work. No, it's too long. Okay. Let's see if I have a 10. There should be a 10. Whoa. Thank goodness for a big belly. Is that a 10? There's the 10s. Oh, we're down to 21 people, dropping like flies. Well, it is a long stream. And but I wanted to get to the point where I can pretty much get printing next weekend. We'll see. Okay, here we go. That's what I needed. Right there. And this guy kind of fits, oops, right in there like this. So let's get the main board in here first, and then we'll tape down that cable guide. Okay, so main board. So the steppers are towards the rail. We have the fuse coming out this way, and we want to leave it so that we can plug in all of the steppers easily, and we are not too close to the motor. And right about there. Right about there. Looks good. And I'm going to bring this piece over a little closer. I won't glue this down yet until I get it all figured out. There we go. Kind of like that, because we need room in there to get those. Yeah, so I'm gonna move this over this way a little bit more, so we have room to plug in those. So there's room to plug in the connectors for the bed and all that. Yeah, that should be good right there. Okay. Am I complying with the Chinese hot glue standard? Oh, yes, I got my hot glue gun out here. I'll get my hot glue gun ready. Yes, sir, I will. Real soon, sir. That's funny. That is funny. 128 meg lives in the SKRA3 board, so you can flash it from the Pi. Okay. See, that's the part that the community and you folks are going to help me with. I did it with the rat rig with the help of Jason. Big help from Jason. And yeah, so I'm still a little green behind the ears, or whatever you want to call it. Wet behind the collar. Anyways, make sure you leave enough clearance. Okay, connecting to power. Okay, so first let's connect the power supply, the USB cable and heat bed cables. The layout is as follows. Okay, I'm going to open this bigger so it'll be easier. There we go. Okay, the USB is easy to do, and then we're going to do 24 volt in for the heat bed, and the bed thermistor. And we have 5 volts in, so I've got the Pi already, it's already plugged in. Okay, so we need the USB, which is right here. Okay. As the cabling gets tight, you can always break off a few of the teeth in the cable guide. Yes. Actually, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do the 24 volts in for the board first, because I want to see how far over I have to have the cable guide, because I'm just going to take that out for now, because this is going to stick out so far with the God, I said what they were earlier, and I'm having a brain fart right now. But anyways, I have a whole kit of them, and I can't remember what they're called. You ever have a brain fart and you know what something's called, but you just don't remember it? Yeah, that's me right now. Just slather over everything. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the 24 volts in. That's not the top. Is it the top one? I want to make sure I don't. I really want to make sure I don't F this up. Let me have a look at the other drawing. Okay. 24 volts in. Okay, so it is the top. It's not the top one. Okay, it is that one. That confirms it with the other drawing. I was looking, I'm thinking, what's this one for? But it's this one here, 24 volt into the actual SKR, and I need a smaller screwdriver. Ferrules, thank you. I said it. I've said it 4 times in the last few days, but the word just loses me. I don't know why. What I need to do is think of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ferrell Bueller's Day Off. There we go. So the 24 volts in is definitely positive and negative. We cannot mix those up. So if I look on, let me make sure. It should tell me on the back of the board. Oh. Okay, well, let me look at the diagram. I want to make sure I get these plugged into the right ones. Positive is the top, negative is the bottom. Okay. I am going to trust the drawings. Okay. Come on. It's a heavy gauge wire. There we go. There's the board power in. Okay. We have the board power in. Now we need the bed heater. The bed heater is this one right here. Okay. So you can come up and underneath the Raspberry Pi power. Now the bed heater does not have to be positive or, live and neutral dependent. The bed heater can go in either way. That I know for a fact. And that is the third one or the second one. I believe it's the second one, but I'm going to double check, confirm both drawings. Print bed. Yep. The actual drawing on the Voron one shows a red and a black, but I know it doesn't make a difference. Same with thermistors and same with the hot end heater. Okay. Ferrets bite you. Instructions not clear. Ha! Okay, and get in there. There you go. That wasn't so hard, was it? There we go. Bed heater is in. Bed thermostat. Now, this is where I need to. Thermistor is the second one from the bottom. And I'm just going to see, it does say on the board. THB, thermistor bed. Yep. Now, this is a case where they smartly left the cables open and provided me with the actual plug, because the cables had to run through the chain, and it would have been a little more difficult to run it through the chain with that wired up. So another one of those little, just those little things they've thought of with this build. So we go in this way, snaps in, and then we snap in that side. We're good. We'll come in under the Pi wire again, and we will hook up the bed thermistor, second one in. Oops, maybe it's the other way around. No, that's the right way. There we go. Pressure under the board so I don't bend and crack the board. Okay, that's those. USB. Where did I put it? Right here. I guess it doesn't matter which USB port, so we will put it, let's just put it in this one here. Okay, how about this way? And then we'll come back, and that's going to go. This is a tight fit. We'll wrap that. Make sure I get that the right way around. So it's up that way. There we go. Just fits like a glove. Okay. We'll organize all these wires once I get that in. Let's see. That was from feedback on the beta kits, I believe. Oh, okay. What am I missing? Okay. So I think I've got everything they wanted on this diagram right here. So we've got the 24 volts into the board. We got the bed heater. We've got the bed thermostat. We got the USB cable, and we have the 5 volts in for the Raspberry Pi 3. Okay, and then next the result. See, they've twisted that underneath and blah blah blah. Okay, so let's okay, I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit according to this picture, just so I can do this before we start bringing in the other plugs. And I got another 10 minutes, so probably finish up with tidying these wires up and call it a night. So now this guy, it's going to be a little more difficult to stick him down. Oh, it won't be too bad. But I think, in fact, I'm going to cut him a little shorter. Here we go again, all you electricians, just ignore what I'm doing here. There we go. Get rid of you. There we go. Okay. Better. So I think right there is going to be perfect. Okay, so let me put some tape on the back of this. The hardest part about some of this tape is getting the liner off. There we go. Okay. Stick you down. Right about there. It works for me. So Raspberry Pi, we have you tucked in underneath. I'm sorry, USB cable. And we can tuck you in there. Pluck you out that way. Can't do too much about that. So that's going to sit sort of just like that. We don't want to lift up on that at all. So there we go. Okay. So far, so good. Too funny. It says, well, they're used for cutting filaments, so why can't they be used for cutting everything? So this guy, we're going to bring these guys in to here. This guy can come out that slot there. You can go in here, and you can double down underneath there. Okay. And then you can come in here. You can actually pop yourself right into there. And you can double down up top. Kind of like that. That's not bad. I see what you mean, Jason. If you're still on, this is probably where you use the wider one. If I could find, I may switch because we still have the. Where'd you come from? We still have the stepper motor cables and everything to come through here too. So I see what you mean. So this is likely where you said you use the wider one was in here. And I can see why. There's lots of room for a wider one. Maybe I'll do that. But yeah, because we still have all these cables that are going to run down here as well. And basically a whole slew of cables that are going to come down here. So yeah, okay. And maybe I'll look for one. I don't even know what to call them if I were to look on Amazon, but I'm sure a local electronics shop would sell those. I would be surprised if they didn't. And then you cover up. Let's see. I know it's just a temporary thing, but yeah, it makes it so much neater. Look at that. And then, come on. Yeah, that looks so much neater. It's so cool. But yeah, with all these to go, I'm going to look into a bigger one. I'm going to see if an electronic Panduit or cable channel. Yeah, I'm going to see if an electronic shop, local shop has some of that. And I'll definitely get a bigger one. That tape, no problem. Actually, I'll probably pull that VHB off tonight so it doesn't set too much. And see if I can find a bigger one. Well, we're on the home stretch, everybody. It's 7:53. We've been going for almost 3 hours. So I think I'm going to put my microphone up a little bit. I think I'm going to call it we're going to call it a successful stream because we got a fair bit done. We got to a point now where we're just going to wire up all the motors. Let me just double check. But we're connecting the Y end stops. We're connecting end stops. We have a result. They show the pictures. Now we're running the bundle for tool head cables through the motor panel straight to the, yep. Be especially careful with the hot end fan connection. It's easy to insert either pin into the wrong place. We're doing ABZ motors. And we're covering up everything and boom, that's it. We're almost done to the point where we're going to start, I guess, I don't know. We're almost done all the build. Let's see what just sent me a photo. Ah, okay. Jason just sent me a photo of the one. Yeah, that's a much bigger one. That's much nicer looking. Okay. Oh, okay. And it's okay if those things dangle a bit because that's actually the bottom of the printer. Okay, perfect. And yeah. Okay, I'm going to look into that. I like the look of that. Thanks for sending that. Yeah, it's going to be so much easier than trying to crunch all the cables in here, and these things are going to bend, and then to try and get the lid on it. Nah. And yeah, it's a wide enough channel now that it should be no problem putting it in. So I'm gonna, yeah, I think I'll do that. Let's just pull these out while I still can. And I'll definitely, a local electronic shop has got to have these, or a local electronic supplier. Yeah, let's do that. And while it's still fresh, if you guys want to know how to remove Vhb tape, you do that. It sticks to the bottom, and then you just roll. You won't peel Vhb tape up. If you just lift on it like this, well, this will work, but it'll break easy. So the easiest way to remove Vhb tape is you roll it. And if it's been down a long time, It's hard as heck on the fingers. Trust me, I've had a lot of experience with having to remove old VHB tape, and then it removes nice and clean. That's all there is to it. But if you let that sit 3, 4, or 5 days, not nearly as easy. So, okay, guys, everybody who's hung out this far, thank you so much. I appreciate all the assistance and all the comments and all the tips and tricks and everything like that. So, and PCL cabinets. Yeah, there'll be, I'll look it up this week. There's a couple electronic suppliers locally that I can source that from. No doubt. I have no doubt in my mind I'll find it. I looked on Amazon last week, and they want 6 weeks shipping and blah blah blah. It's ridiculous, and they're probably overpriced on Amazon too. So, okay, guys. Well, thank you everybody who's hung out. I appreciate it. We will. What I'll probably do, if I can get that thing this week, is we'll do a midweek stream, an evening stream midweek. I'll try and schedule it. If not, it'll be an impromptu just to finish up the wiring. But I will leave I'll leave the bulk of the firmware, etc., the clipper and all that till next Sunday, and see if we can get that running. See if we can get it up and running next Sunday. Hey, why not? Oh, there's still some more build to do after this. Actually, there's the top, the whole top and everything has got to be built, and the skirt and all that. So that's what I'll do this week, is I'll get the whole thing kind of set up and ready to install firmware, and then we'll go from there. So, yeah, and thank you everybody. I appreciate it. Please post up the iron link. Okay, Duff, I will. I'll look on my Amazon when I'm done my stream, and I will put it in the comments of the stream. The link to that iron I got for sure. It was on Amazon.ca, but you can get the same thing on .com. Usually, if you can get it in Canada, it's easy. In the States on .com, it's harder the other way around. So, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. At least I saved your ears. Anyway, so I'll do that. I'll do that right away, and we will catch all of you guys through the week and next Sunday. Thanks so much for watching and for all the support. I appreciate it. So where's my closing window? Right there. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll catch you guys next time, okay? And have a great night and happy Easter to everybody, and hope the Easter Bunny was good to you. Bye for now, everybody.